Right, this is Tom Meyer here with Jeff Raker, middle school, high school principal. We're just going to have a little visit here about a variety of things. So I'll let Jeff kind of introduce himself and talk to everybody for a little bit.
Sure. My name is Jeff Raker, 612 principal. This is my 10th year here at Bellevue, which is going really fast. But we've really had a great experience here. My family and I moved here 10 years ago. So I have 4 children, 3 in high school and 1 in the elementary school. And then my wife is a principal over at Briggs Elementary. So we stay busy with all that. This is my 24th year in education, which is hard to believe too, but we're excited for all the great things that are hopefully going to happen this year at the middle school, high school.
Yeah, to say 24 years. Wow, that's kind of time just kind of goes by. It's your 10th year in Bellevue?
10th year Bellevue.
10th year in Bellevue that way. So as we get into the 23-24 school year, as far as goals, what kind of goals do you have this year, whether for kids, the school, yourself? I don't know, whatever you want to talk about, really.
Yeah, I think continuing to build on the things that we value here, relevant learning, engagement of students, relationships. One new thing we're doing this year is on Fridays, we're going to have Comic Connections for all of our 6th through 11th graders. Are going to be in like a homeroom advisory type situation. We're going to have middle school groups, and it'll be all boy and all girl, because we kind of think there can be some better conversations there. So if you're a middle school boy, you'll be with 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. If you're a middle school girl, obviously you'd be with those same grades, but with females. And then in high school, the same setup there. And I have a group, Mr. Boniface has a group, Kurt Ernst has a group, and along with everybody else on staff. So we've tried to make the group small. The idea is, one caring adult looking out for each student, in addition to their regular Combat Time teacher, which is Monday through Thursday, along with their other 8 other teachers, along with the guidance counselor and the dean of students and other people like that. But again, multiple layers of people just looking out for our students and checking in, and positive relationships. And our theme for the year is be curious, not judgmental. And that's something where you're going to hear us say a lot. And I took that from Ted Lasso, who actually took that from Walt Whitman. And I really think that's great. I learned a lot about that this summer. And just today I was talking to a staff member about that. And she said, I used that when I was going to have a conversation with somebody. So I was happy about that. And it turned out better than she thought it was going to. So that was good. And, but yeah, that's our theme for the year. And again, continue to build on all the opportunities that we have. Work-based learning is in its 3rd year with Tracy Weber, and that's expanded. And we're excited about that. We've got Bellevue Big. We moved that to the morning. We're kind of doing a few different things with that. We're excited about that program continuing. We continue to have multiple juniors and seniors take a lot of online classes. We're offering piano this year for the first time in our music department. The Wizard of Oz is going to be our fall play and musical and stuff like that. We're excited about that. Our fall sports are off and running. And I guess, and Tom, you and I have talked about this too, for a 1A/2A school, we try to offer a lot of different things academically and through extracurricular activities. And I'm proud of all the different opportunities that we have for our kids and the different paths they can choose. And especially as they get to be juniors and seniors, we like to present those different options for kids. Some kids are interested in getting their associate's degrees. Other kids are interested in more hands-on things. We've got kids going to Maquoketa for welding again this year. We've got some kids graduating early because they know what they want to do. And so I've talked to a couple of those kids already this year. To me, it's all about choices and opportunities when kids get to where they're at. And that starts in 6th grade. And I know middle school kids sometimes don't like or aren't thinking about the future, but some of the things we do in middle school prepare them for that. One thing we've done in middle school this year, we're offering an industrial arts exploratory for the first time. That's new this year. Also another STEM offering. Chris Kellogg is doing a 6th grade STEM and an 8th grade STEM class, along with other middle school exploratories. So again, offering more opportunities, more choices, more exposure for our students.
Well, thanks for sharing all those things. It's a really interesting thing how things change each year. Some things are consistent with goals. We want all students to learn, but just the different opportunities from that middle school industrial tech exploratory. I think that's something we've talked about. More STEM, kind of more hands-on learning that way too. In the welding classes, we have online classes, as you mentioned. You mentioned a lot of different things there. So thanks for really working with the staff to get those things going. And I guess, another question I have, you talk about ideas here. So when we talk about when you think about education, why are you in education, or what's your inspiration? Maybe those are two separate things. I don't know, but what are your thoughts? And we all have a reason for being in education, I guess. But what's your reason and what's your inspiration, I guess?
Yeah, I guess I got into education because I like working with people. I like working with kids. I'm a people person. I enjoy interaction. And that's kind of why I took the leap from classroom, which a lot of maybe people don't know this too, but I was a high school social studies teacher for 7 years. Up at MFL Marmac, that's how I started. I was a teacher and a coach. Sometimes I tell kids that and they're surprised and they don't look at us that way, that we used to actually be football coaches and basketball coaches and stuff like that. But I did that, and I saw administration as another level, another way to involve more people in helping more people and stuff. And I guess to me, the big why, or the big thing, I tell kids this all the time too, but there's nothing better than when you talk to a kid 3, 4, 5, or even 10 years now that we've been here 10 years. You talk to them and they're having success, they have a job, they're married, or, you see them in the news or stuff like that. That's happened. We've had kids, or they're opening a business. Just this weekend, I was at a business of a former student. They had opened, and, there's multiple businesses in town that are being ran by former students of ours. And that's exciting to see. And that success, and just helping kids, to be there to support them in those next steps in their lives, that to me is the biggest reward. And as far as the middle school stuff, just, trying to help kids. Middle school is an interesting time, and just trying to be there to support kids and do what we can to help them in all the different things they're going through. But again, just trying to be a part of something that's going to help kids be successful for their future. Because really, that's what it all comes down to. Try to tell kids that too, that all the stuff we're doing here, all the teachers we have, all the buildings and facilities, and all the money that's spent here, it's for their future, for their education, for their benefit. They have to help us. It's a team effort, but that's the whole reason we all exist here, is for student success and future success. And good citizens. We want to produce good citizens.
Well, I think, and education is obviously more than math, science, social studies, English. It's about it's those things included, but it's about developing that person into, as and one of the last things you said there was being a good citizen. That way, a good citizen now when they're in school, but also a good citizen 10 years from now, 20 years from now, throughout their entire lifetime, whether they're in Bellevue, or whether they're somewhere else, or whatever that may be. So, well, Jeff, is there any other final things before we wrap up here? You're our first guest on this that way. So the first showing is we'll be doing these weekly that way, or maybe more often at the start of the year, but probably roughly weekly that way. But anything else you want to share, Jeff, at all?
I just want to, say we're really excited for the school year. We're off to a good start. This is day 5. And so things are kind of starting to feel comfortable now. Schedules are set and everybody's kind of where they're supposed to be. So that's going well. I would just encourage anybody, if you have any questions, don't ever be afraid to contact the school. You can email us, give us a phone call. If you're ever wondering if I should reach out, and especially parents, if you have questions, please don't be afraid to ask. There's always, or even if you see us at activities, we had a volleyball game last night, don't be afraid to come up and ask, hey, what's going on with this? Or, just ask. If you have questions, just ask. We want to be here to work with students, with parents, with staff, all together. It really does take a whole community to provide the best education we can for our students to be successful.
Well, thanks for sharing that, because I think it really does come down to all of us working together, anyone watches, anyone in our community and beyond. We have people work study who are doing things beyond Bellevue, Iowa too. So it takes all of us to work together and recognize what's going on. So, well, thank you very much, Jeff, for joining us today. This is, like I said, the first edition of Believe in the Blue, the staff part of Believe in the Blue. Our next guest in the upcoming days will actually be Jeanette Hartung Schrader, the Bellevue Elementary School principal. And we'll move on from there. We're going to do different people, like I said before, about once a week, anywhere from teachers to coaches to fine arts directors and things like that. We get a little closer to the musical. We'll have some fine arts people on here that way, but we have a great staff, great people to work with, and great students. You'll see some students on here as well. So thank you very much, and we'll go from there. Everyone have a great day.